What if the difference between writing that gets ignored and writing that gets remembered is not talent, but angle? Because most writing isn't weak because the words are bad. It's weak because it approaches the idea from the same place everyone else does. Today, I want to show you 5 creative writing angles that can make your writing feel sharper, more original, and way more powerful. Whether you're writing an essay, a script, a blog post, or even a social post, these angles help you do one thing: make the reader feel like they're seeing the idea for the first time. And that matters because attention is expensive. People don't read because something exists. They read because something feels alive, specific, and worth their time. Let's get into it. First, write the opposite of the obvious. Most people write what everyone already agrees with, but a contrarian angle makes people pause. For example, instead of saying, "Consistency is important," you might say, "Consistency is overrated if you're practicing the wrong thing." That instantly creates tension. Not because it's shocking for no reason, but because it introduces a more useful truth. Why this works. The brain notices conflict. If your idea slightly disrupts expectation, people pay more attention. Use it when you want your writing to stand out, especially in opinion pieces, hooks, or titles. Second, stop speaking in generalities and write through a concrete example. A sentence like "work can be stressful" is fine, but your inbox is full, your coffee is cold, and you've already answered 5 messages before your day really started is vivid. Specificity creates belief. It makes abstract ideas feel real. Mechanism-wise, our brains understand the world through sensory detail and concrete scenes much faster than through broad statements. So if you want to explain a big idea, don't just describe it. Show one tiny moment that proves it. Third, write from your lived experience. This doesn't mean turning everything into a diary entry. It means using your perspective as evidence. Instead of writing, "Rejection is hard," you could write, "The first time I got rejected, I reread the message 10 times, as if the meaning might change." That does 2 things. It builds trust, and it gives your writing emotional texture. People don't connect deeply with perfect abstraction. They connect with truth that feels human. Fourth, lead with a question that opens a loop. A strong question doesn't just ask for an answer, it creates curiosity. For example, why do some writers make simple ideas feel unforgettable? Now the reader wants resolution. This works because the mind dislikes unfinished patterns. Once a question is introduced, we naturally want to close that gap. Use this in intros, transitions, and section headers when you want to pull the audience forward. Fifth, focus on change. One of the most powerful forms of writing is showing before and after. For example, "I used to write to sound smart. Now I write to be understood." That's powerful because it gives the reader movement. Humans are drawn to transformation. It gives meaning to the message. This angle is especially useful when you're explaining lessons, sharing advice, or making a point that should feel earned, not just stated. So if your writing feels flat, don't just ask, "What do I want to say?" Ask, "What angle makes this idea feel fresh?" Try the contrarian angle. Try specificity. Try personal truth. Try a question. Try transformation. Because powerful writing is often the same idea, seen from a better position. If you want, I can also turn this into a more cinematic YouTube voiceover version, or a version with stronger hooks and retention beats. How to write more powerfully. 5 creative writing angles to explore is just one small part of creative writing. If you're interested, our full free creative writing course is linked in the description.